Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. I'm Ilana, VP Marketing at Fullpath, and I'm joined here today with Ellie, Senior Product Manager at Fullpath, who's going to present one of our new and exciting products, uh, Activate Your Equity Data to Unlock Potential Revenues. Ellie, thanks for joining our webinar today.
Thank you, Ilana.
It's good to have you. All right, so I'll hand it over to you. Let's dive in. Everything we need to know about equity and Fullpath's equity engine.
Right, so we're very excited to ship out this new product. It's rolling out in the next few weeks. We'll start this webinar with understanding what equity is and how it relates to your dealership, and how then we'll touch on how the CDXP, our platform, utilizes this data to help you to close more sales. So what is equity? Let's, level the playing field a little bit. Equity is the portion of an asset that you own. This can be a house, this can be a car. It's mostly assets that have very high value. Equity can be defined as what you'd have left if you'd sold or liquidated the asset that you were holding. So essentially, it's the gap between what your car is worth and what you owe on it. Let's see an example to make this a little bit more clear. So let's say you bought a house and you took a mortgage of $500,000 on the house. You pay off, time goes by, you pay off $200,000 with your monthly payments, and now you still owe $300,000. But then you decide to move. So you sell the house and you sell it for its original value of $500,000. You have, at this point, $200,000 worth of equity. How does that work? Well, you got $500,000 from the sale and you need to pay off your mortgage. So what you have left on your mortgage is $300,000. But then you're left with $200,000 in your bank account. That is equity. In general, we can say that if the value of the asset is greater than the amount still owed, then you have positive equity. And this is what happened here in the house example. You have $200,000 worth of positive equity. So zooming in to our industry, automotive, where does equity data come from? Equity data is based on analysis of past buyers. For every shopper that bought a vehicle from your dealership, the details of that deal is saved to your systems, to the DMS, and that is synced to the CRM. These details can include APRs, financing terms, monthly payments, and the amount financed on the car. In order to understand the equity state, we need to understand the car's worth. And we use external providers such as KBB to give us that value. Why is this important? Well, equity states can play a really large role in determining how a customer would purchase a new vehicle. Alice has positive equity on her current loan. She can use that amount to buy a new and improved vehicle while lowering its price and improving her deal terms. Equity can have a huge effect on the type of loan that the bank will provide the customer and the terms of that loan. Positive equity buyers can access better loan rates and better loan structures, so they can put themselves into better cars with better features. That can drive customer retention by increasing satisfaction, financial security, and shortening the loan term to get that customer back into your dealership sooner. Consider the positive equity customer. Alice has positive equity in her loan. She can now buy a better vehicle. She can get better rates. She can get better credit rating. Alice will have a better experience buying just because she has positive equity in her vehicle. But negative equity isn't that much worse. Bob has negative equity on his current deal, and as opposed to Alice, he'll have a hard time getting out of that deal But for you as a dealership, that's an opportunity. You can help Bob with our tool to find the right opportunity to get out of his current deal. Bob will thank you. Bob will be satisfied with his newer car with his better terms, and that will increase his loyalty for the next time that he'll buy a new car. How does this
And
see?
I'll just add on loyalty. I'll add, Elik, on loyalty, and I'm sorry to interrupt you here.
Sure.
I think this is incredibly important for dealerships to really understand the impact of this, because being able to market and target based on equity really can increase customers, lifespan at the dealership and increase customers for life, which is what Fullpath is all about and how we support dealerships create customers for life. So this is an incredibly critical part of the CDXP, and I know you'll get into how this ties into the CDXP next. So we're really excited to actually be able to, impact how our dealerships affect their customers and increase customer lifespan, because that is incredibly important, as we know, for our clients. So being able to target, if you're not doing it already, based on equity is extremely, extremely critical to the marketing and sales process.
Yes, perfect introduction. I think that really ties it all in. Thank you, Ilana. So let's talk about how our platform utilizes this new data source to kind of improve our metrics across the board. So by identifying the equity states of the dealership's past buyers, we can use that data in our engines with their hyper-targeting capabilities. Hyper-targeting means sending the right message at the right time to the right person. Essentially, what this means is that we'll use equity data in our digital ads and audience activation, which is our mass mailing solution, to bring in more prospective buyers into the dealership by addressing their positive equity states. What we've seen from preliminary data is that shoppers who were touched by our positive equity solutions had a very high engagement rate and even a higher chance of closing a deal.
I would love if you can share, Elika, an example, or just talk a little bit about, let's go back to Bob maybe, or Alice, two favorite shoppers here, and just give an example of what will it look like now? What will the shopper journey look like if you are plugged into the CDXP and now you're layering in the equity data source and the equity engine? What does that look like now? How are we targeting them? How are we using the 360-degree view to be able to actually understand how that changes how we're talking to our customers?
Great. So that's a great question. And I even have a great example, of course, without stating real names or rooftops. So we saw this one shopper who bought a car just recently, like a little less than a year ago. So he's not really in the market, but always keeping his options open and kind of looking at the new inventory from his favorite dealership. But he's not kind of ready to commit and make a deal. He's not even leaving his details to get contacted about new options. He's satisfied with his current vehicle. So obviously our platform sees that Bob, let's call him Bob, visits the website, and we start targeting him with specific ads according to the vehicles that he's seen, and we start emailing him with great offers from our audience activation solution. But Bob doesn't engage. And then what we did is we opened up the new equity capabilities, and we were able to understand that Bob is actually in a positive equity state with his current vehicle, which he just recently bought. When we started targeting Bob with targeted messages about his equity state, Bob suddenly came back to life. He engaged with our content. He left his details. He wanted to come into the dealership and to see what kind of cars he can get into. And obviously this makes so much sense, right? And consider the following offer. Hey, Bob, you have positive equity in your vehicle. How about you come in to see, to get yourself into a new car and to lower your monthly payment? That sounds like a win-win situation. And after I think 2 or 3 engagements from the new solution, Bob already closed a new deal and got himself into a new car with less than a year on his previous one.
That's amazing. And I think in general we're also seeing, and correct me if I'm wrong, we're seeing a much higher open rate in general when it comes to equity emails. they have a way higher open rate than industry standards. So we're really excited that we're able to provide that now. And in general, I would say, just having another outlet to be able to communicate with your clients, right? Whether that's sales, service, equity is always really important. But the most important thing is that it's tied into the same platform. So if you are going to have some service component or some sales component or some, price drop component in your emails and ads and equity, make sure that it's actually not siloed and you have everything in one place. And that's what's so great and important about having a CDXP, a customer data and experience platform. We want our dealers to be able to plug in to one place, connect all their data sources, and then connect with clients, communicate with clients, and activate that data based on the first party data that we're putting together for our clients. So incredibly excited that we're moving forward with this product and that we released it. If you missed our live launch, please check it out, the Q3 live launch on equity. And if you have any questions, thank you again, Elik. If you have any questions, you can reach out directly to your customer success manager or support at fullpath.com. If you're a new client and you're looking for answers or want to learn more about Fullpath, get.started at fullpath.com or just go to our website and check us out. Thank you again, Elik. This was super informative. Hope to have you on another webinar soon. Awesome. Thank you.
Great.